Namaskar. Um, Welcome to SHIVOHAM family. So, I'm gonna talk about something very common. We're gonna talk about mood and emotions. So, when we are all young in school, and in our class, we are being taught about the main organs in our body, and teachers say, brain, heart, intestines, kidney, liver, pancreas. They miss on something which I realized very later in my quite after my school. It's called diaphragm. It's in fact so important that I started calling it second brain, but it's in fact the main brain because we use it way more often in our day than we tend to use our minds or our brains, as they say. So, diaphragm is a muscle that is situated between our lungs and our stomach. If you notice, um, you're studying, you're reading your textbook, you're reading a book, and suddenly there's a doorbell. It's something as simple as a doorbell, and it makes you, for a moment, you're frozen before you take any action or before your mind realizes that there is a event and you have to respond to it. So this starts happening to us from our very young age. When we are kids, we start registering it, and it goes on and on forever in our lives. We undergo hundreds and thousands of such cycles of our diaphragm getting frozen without realizing what is happening to us. And if we don't realize it, if it takes control over us, people start saying, "Oh, you're getting too moody," or "You are getting out of patience," or "You are just not behaving." So, a lot of people they don't talk about it. It can be parents, can be teachers, or can be elder siblings. They don't know what to do. And there are big workshops where life coaches are talking about anger management. It's something very simple, but it takes a self observation. Um, just let's just say that I'm an 8-year-old kid and I'm walking across the street with my elder sibling or my parent, and I may be just holding their hand, and my ice cream drops. So I just realize, if you have ever noticed a small kid, first thing happens is the ice cream drops, it hits the floor, and then the kid looks down and then looks up and realizes, oh, my ice cream is gone. And then after a good 3 4 seconds, he starts to cry and tears start welling up in his eyes. So the first thing is called event, second thing is called registration of the stimulation of the event. Third thing is the blockage of your diaphragm, which stops your lungs from expanding. And when the lungs don't move properly, when the breath is constricted, it's the rise of something which we start to call emotion. It's simple. Maybe it's new, but this is I strongly believe in that. And then this emotion is exhibited through tears. So these are the 4 steps, 5 steps of event to emotion. In between is the lockage of the diaphragm. Uh, as a grown up, you would see it very differently. For example, um, if there's a telephonic conversation or if there's a face to face conversation, but mostly it happens in telephonic conversations, you see somebody speaking or you yourself are speaking and the voice on the other side is listening to you, and there's a many a time when before you have finished the other person starts speaking, and you have been told that you also do it but you don't realize it. This deep breath actually relaxes the diaphragm. It just happened. I have made a practice to breathe when I speak. What happens when we breathe during a conversation? Normally, when we are in a conversation, we are listening, our mind is preparing a text, a situation to respond, and in a while, this small container of information kind of fills to the brim, and then we must speak, or so we feel that if we don't speak, we kind of feel suffocated. What to do in this situation? I'm gonna talk about it in the next video. Thank you.